Hey, how we doing, friends? Gonna give you a really exciting personal update this week. But before we do that, if you're just joining, I'm Dave. I'm the man on the Manjaro. I have this whole thing called On the Pen, and I share all sorts of news about incretin mimetic drugs, obesity medicine, type 2 diabetes medicine. If that's what you're into, hit the subscribe button. You're not gonna wanna miss the updates that we have on this channel. One of the things that I do less frequently are personal updates. As a type 2 diabetic, I have been a much slower responder to GLP-1 medications. I've had a very disjointed journey with these medications as it relates to being able to titrate up the normal way the first time through the dose, and then some migraines, switching medications. Very disjointed, but the long and short of it is I started at about 312 pounds when I was first put on Manjaro. That was after a year of white knuckling keto without any medicine, losing only 17 pounds. So my highest was 319, got down to 312, started Manjaro at 312, got all the way down to 276. And then because of issues with the medication, had to go off it on a different drug, lower doses, all that stuff, went back up to 300 pounds. Earlier this year, I had worked it back down to 290 pounds, and about a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, I started really buckling down, doing keto and incorporating this tool, which is a keto breathalyzer. I had been relying mostly on my CGM to tell me how I was doing, but that only tells you how you're doing with your blood glucose. It doesn't exactly tell you how you're doing with ketosis, which is burning your body fat. So this nice little thing is real easy to use. You blow into it. It thinks for a couple seconds on it, analyzes your breath, and then basically measures your ketones in your breath and allows you to kind of have an idea of where you're at from a ketosis standpoint, which is really helpful because it tells you how efficiently you're burning fat. So if you eat different foods throughout the day that you're just trying out and you find that you have lower ketones, maybe your blood sugar is still fine, but you have lower ketones, you can tell that your body is really using up the carbohydrates in that and not burning fat on your body. So with that said, I really buckled down on this, incorporating some different things. I also have this testosterone support, which has some really good things for men in there. Ashwagandha root, magnesium, vitamin D, all those things. So those are the two things that I changed the first week and a half. This is what I'm really excited to tell you about, because I incorporated this new supplement based upon a deep dive that I was doing basically into the patent of Ozempic and Manjaro, or tirzepatide and semaglutide. And I kind of went down this rabbit hole, like, why do these medications, why do these peptides even become pharmaceuticals? Could they just be developed, studied, and then brought out as a nutritional supplement on the market? So this got me kind of looking into, are there any companies out there that have developed peptides that maybe could be combined with a GLP-1 treatment to actually, you know, layer the different pathways of potential weight loss? And that's where I stumbled upon this one. And this is super, super cool. This is called Can't Wait. It's from a company called Integrative Peptides. I'll link the Amazon below. I don't have a relationship with these people at all, but this was too cool to not be intrigued by, to kind of go down the rabbit hole. And I want to tell you what my experience on this has been. So since I started keto, I was down 6 pounds in the first 2 weeks, and then I kind of, the next week, I kind of stalled out. This week, I'm down another 2 pounds, and so I'm down a total of 8 pounds. I am now 6 pounds away from the lowest weight that I've ever been on a GLP-1, and definitely one of the lowest weights that I've been. That weight, 276, was the lowest weight that I had been in 10 years. And so this is a big deal, because this really, I think, has helped me to feel the level of full that I feel like other people describe with GLP-1s. And I know this probably feels like I'm just doing a sales pitch. That's why I don't have a relationship with these people. It's literally something that I came up with researching peptides and integrated peptides. Check out their website. It's very, very interesting, very, very intriguing. They have lots of different peptides for lots of different things. Of course, you're not going to do anything without discussing it with your doctor first. But this is what I found. I want to tell you about how this thing works because it's really, really fascinating. Can't Wait is a proprietary blend of Cambogia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And something called DNF10. Now that's what's the patented, registered active ingredient in here. And like semaglutide, it's a peptide that's extracted from yeast. And because it's a short chain peptide, it actually is bioavailable when you take it in an oral capsule. Now, what does this peptide do? Well, in their clinical trials, they were studying this peptide because they believed that this peptide actually could increase your leptin, which is a satiety hormone, and decrease your ghrelin, which is a hormone associated with hunger. Now, these are two different pathways, two different hormones, unassociated with the incretin hormones that are sort of mimicked in tirzepatide and semaglutide. This is a totally different pathway. It acts on leptin and ghrelin. Now, what was my experience with it? Because I think that's what everybody's going to want to know. I found this thing. I was too intrigued not to buy it. I bought a bottle and I was excited. The bulk of my excitement came from the fact that what I was reading about the trials that they had done, in a matter of 8 weeks, people had reduced what they were eating by 600 calories a day, and just really, really encouraged me. So when I took this the first week, I noticed absolutely nothing. The first thing I noticed is that these things smell awful. They just absolutely smell awful. I don't know if that's because they're derived from yeast and they just have a funny smell to them, but they smelled absolutely terrible. But I just stuck with it. And once I got about 10 days into treatment, I had a light bulb moment as one day, sort of in the middle of the day, I hadn't eaten very much for the day, and I thought I really should eat something, and the thought of food in that moment was repulsive. And I just, in this moment, I thought, that is what so many people say their experience on GLP-1 is that they get to this point where they really have to force themselves to get the proper amount of calories that their body needs. I have never, ever, ever experienced that on GLP-1. The best thing I've experienced on GLP-1 is just the feeling of fullness when I eat a meal, right? Most of the time, my entire adult life anyway, eating a meal, I finish it. It's in front of me. I finish it. I move on with my day. Never do I get to a point during that meal where my body goes, oh, you need to stop. Like, we're done. That was a new experience for me altogether with GLP-1s. But it never got to the level where I had to remind myself, like, throughout the day to eat, and then the thought of eating after not eating for hours and hours and hours was like a bit stomach turning. The addition of this after about 10 days was extremely noticeable. Now, is that going to be everybody's experience? I honestly have no idea, and definitely don't try it without researching it and talking to your doctor about it. I will link an Amazon affiliate link in the description below, but again, I have no dog in this fight other than this. For the last, I would say, about 10 days, I've been taking it for about 20 days. The last 10 days have been an absolute game changer, and it allowed the scale to move another 2 pounds. So like when I go on keto, a lot of times I'm able to shed a little bit of weight right up front. It's typically water weight, but to continue to lose weight at a decent clip has always been sort of a difficult thing for me. So incorporating this, I feel like, has moved the needle. And you just want to check their website out. There's a lot of cool stuff there. This was their weight loss product, but they have a lot of different intriguing things at the integrated peptide website. So I recommend you check them out. But this was an exciting update because to have moved the scale another 2 pounds, now I'm at 282, 6 pounds away from the lowest weight that I weighed at the sort of the peak of my Mounjaro journey. And that was literally just within about four or 5 months after starting the medication. It was at that point that I ended up having to titrate back, and my story, my journey with GLP-1s got a little bit wonky. So yeah, I feel like this has moved the needle. A lot of people have brought up different things to me in the past couple of weeks. Like, my Facebook feed is littered with this stuff that increases your natural GLP-1. This is not that. And in fact, I would run away from the supplements that really say increase your natural GLP-1 if your goal is to replace it with similar effects of the medication. Why? Because endogenous GLP-1, the type that our body makes, is broken down within minutes in your own body. So you eat food, GLP-1 is a nutrient stimulated hormone, meaning you take in nutrients and your body in response, once those nutrients hit your gut, releases GLP-1. But that endogenous GLP-1 made by your body lasts only minutes. In the pharmaceutical versions, they have found a way to mimic with peptides basically think of it as a lock and key. Your receptor is the lock, and the peptide comes along and they're the key. That's what natural GLP-1 does, and that's what these do. But these have been wrapped in fatty acid molecules that make it so it doesn't get broken down by DPP-4, which is something that an enzyme that's made in your gut, basically by gut bacteria, and it just eviscerates that endogenous GLP-1. These sort of have a protective shell, so to speak, around them that allows the half-life of this to be closer to a week rather than just minutes. So if you're taking a supplement that's allowing you to make more natural GLP-1, that is a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing to make more GLP-1, but you can get similar effects just by going to your pantry and eating a cracker or a carrot. Your body is going to release more GLP-1 when you eat food. So that is something to keep in mind. This is not that. This is DNF10. Do a Google search, run it through ChatGPT, whatever you got to do. It's a very fascinating patented peptide by Integrated Peptides that is designed to increase your leptin and decrease your ghrelin, acting on some different hormones that are responsible for satiation. For me, the last 2 weeks, I'm telling you, it has been an absolute game changer for me on my GLP-1 journey. Will it continue to be that way? I certainly hope so. I'm going to continue to take it and continue to report, but it feels like this was a game changer for me. So the link is in the description to Amazon below, but the company is called Integrated Peptides if you'd rather go that route and check them out. Again, I don't have a promo code or anything. I'm trying to work with the company to see if we can get a special on-the-pen discount if y'all want to go to their website and try it. But I just didn't want to sit on this any longer because this is really a game changer. And I know so many of you that are slower responders to GLP-1s follow me for this part of my journey because you too are a slow responder. So if I have something that I feel like is moving the needle, and I feel like this is, I definitely wanted to let you all know. So link is in the description to the Amazon. I think the price goes about the same whether you go the Amazon route or their website route. If you go the Amazon affiliate route, of course, a little bit of that gets kicked back to on the pen. So if you'd like to look at it, I'd encourage you to go that route. But do your due diligence, talk to your doctor. This is an interesting one. I wanted to bring this one to you today. I was excited to bring this one to you today, down another 2 pounds. It's very encouraging to be moving back in the right direction. You know, I got a really nasty comment about my appearance by some dude on my podcast yesterday. And I just thought, man, this is why I do these videos. I do these videos because comments like that, whether it comes from a loved one and is well-intentioned or it comes from just a jerk that's out there that just, you know, gets their self-worth out of knocking somebody else down a peg. I know that these are things that we deal with. And so I'm happy to take those slings and arrows for the community in the chat and in the comments like that, because I know that we're on this journey together. And those are exactly the kind of comments that we've been getting and receiving our whole life. So if somebody thinks they're going to derail you by throwing a jerk comment out there, they got another thing coming. We have community. We're doing this together. And that's what this is all about. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sitting through this update with me. And I just really appreciate each and every one of you. Really looking forward to the next couple of weeks here. We've got Obesity Week coming up the first week of November. I'm super excited. I had a video that I made yesterday, 1 year ago. And that video was like basically me saying how excited I was about Obesity Week last year to experience it from my home and to follow the doctors on Twitter that were there and all the things that they were talking about. And I said, next year I want to be there. Well, as a dream come true, I will be there on a press pass from the Obesity Society. And I'm so excited to bring you correspondence from the Obesity Week. It's just going to be amazing. So I hope you'll tune in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Some of those videos will probably be members only. So if you're not a member, consider becoming a member of the channel. And yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today. Can't wait to do it again. Hopefully we'll continue to see progress like this. It's a lot easier to make these videos when the progress is going in the right direction. So have a good week.